Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Steins. In the last episode, Rintaro managed to reach Moeka's apartment, only to find rather disturbing news waiting for him. Apparently, Moeka Kiryu committed suicide on this particular world line, possibly as a result of her mission to SERN being completed. And unfortunately, as a result, Rintaro had no choice but to time leap, otherwise we wouldn't be able to get a hold of Moeka's phone. Disturbingly, however, there was evidence that the time leap machine itself was being used by a third party, given the generation of the electrical discharge phenomenon. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out exactly who used the time leap machine, but in hindsight things could have been a lot worse. Someone could have tampered with the machine so thoroughly that whosoever used it would have his or her memories corrupted, which is one possible side effect of continually using the time leap machine. Fortunately, this doesn't seem to be the case, so Rintaro is fine, and we are back here once again in front of Moeka's apartment. Moeka's suicide won't happen for another 4 days, so we deliberately time-leapt back to the 11th. I run up the iron stairs and stand in front of the door to Unit 202. The lights aren't on inside. I start getting anxious. Maybe she's not here. That could very well be the case. There's no intercom, so I reluctantly knock on the door. No reply. I try again with the same result. Might as well try the doorknob. It's unlocked. Well, that's rather surprising, given the fact that I'm pretty sure this must be a SERN safe house, although I'm not entirely sure how safe it is, considering the fact that the lights are on next door. I take a deep breath. This could be a trap. Remember, we're not dealing with an ordinary person. Moeka is a rounder, an agent of SERN. Most likely has her pistol with her, in which case we're pretty much at a complete handicap. If I die here, what will happen to my Yuri? In the next 5 days, she too will die, unfortunately. Will Kurisu or Daru use the time leap machine to save her? Unfortunately, since they don't know, since they are completely unaware of Moeka's D-mail, their efforts would be entirely in vain. I need to be careful, but at the same time, I can't save Mayuri by doing nothing. So I steel myself, open the door, and peek inside. Hopefully it's abandoned, otherwise we might have a whole bunch of SERN rounders all aiming their guns at us, in which case we'll have to flee as fast as we can. The apartment is dark, too dark to see, but I feel someone's presence. I step inside. Could they be? Hopefully they're not hiding behind us in a corner. The apartment is practically empty, so empty you can literally taste the silence. Minimal furnishings, well, it's not like this place was meant to be elaborate anyway. This place only served its functions as a SERN safe house, so that's not really surprising. Only the barest necessities of life. Just enough to convince any onlookers that someone is actually living in here. But there, by the window, is a figure in the moonlight. Lo and behold, a woman is sitting on the floor, her head bowed. There's no one else here. I approach the woman and stare her down, or stare down at her, gritting my teeth in a desperate effort to maintain control. Moeka Kiryu, we meet again at last. Ever since the first time she killed Mayuri, I've tried my best to avoid thinking about this woman. But now, I have no choice. I can't accomplish my goal until I have the answers I need from her. I must obtain the IBN 5100 to escape the Alpha Attractor Field and rescue Mayuri, and for that we need her phone. But something tells me that she isn't very likely to give it up. In fact, the first time we actually asked for a phone so we could give her our contact details, she was fiercely protective of it, surprisingly so. I had another name for her once. It hurts to remember. I force it to the back of my mind. Moeka Kiryu, also known as Lab Member 005, nicknamed Shining Finger. But I don't believe we'll ever be calling you that ever again. It seems that she can't. She has a very lifeless expression on her face. Moeka's fingers twitch. So evidently she heard us, and now she notices us. She sluggishly lifts her head, but she doesn't look up. She stares at my feet instead. She finally speaks in a frail voice. Moeka has always had trouble speaking, but it seems especially severe today. Well, from what we've gathered so far, Moeka has been relatively antisocial. Before I associated that, I attributed it to the fact that she was a CERN rounder. But maybe that's actually a part of her personality after all. An unfortunate trait that is more than exploitable for a group such as the Committee of 300. I notice her hair and clothes are disheveled. She looks awful, though I suppose that's no surprise, given that she kills herself in 4 days. So it's entirely possible she's only just started to come to terms with the fact that CERN has all but abandoned her as a result of fulfilling her mission. Hooray for loyalty.
FB なの。
Unfortunately, we are not FB, we are not your CERN handler, who, I can only imagine, has thrown you to the proverbial wolves to be eaten.
FB?
I've heard that name before. Remember the moment she killed Mayuri, she uttered the words, "For CERN, for FB," over and over again. If I'm not mistaken, that's her superior's code name, the person she answers to.
くれないの。私言われた通りにやったのに。ねえ、FB。
I hate to sound callous here, Moeka, but you have just answered your own question. It is because you did everything that FB and CERN told you to do that they no longer need you. That is your only reward. The phone in Moeka's hands glows faintly. She's still clinging to it, I see. It appears to be her only link to the outside world.
私の何がいけなかった。直すよ。直すから見捨てないで。FB のためなら何でもする。
It seems that Moeka Kiryu has a co-dependency problem, which is rather unfortunate. No wonder she was so malleably used by SERN. And she's not lying when she'd say she'd do anything for FB. If FB told her to kill Mayuri Shina, then that's what she would do, and she certainly has done that. Likewise, if FB told her to kill herself, then she would probably do that.
返事をしてよ。答えてよ。私に指示を出して、私はそれに従う。命令して。命令。
It's a truly pathetic scene that is unfolding before us. Her spirit has been completely broken at the fact that she has been left to rot in the world by her SERN handlers. We still don't actually know why, apart from the codependency thing, that Moeka actually has any ties to FB and SERN in the first place. Unfortunately, her only real crime is the fact that she obeyed SERN to a fault. And it is, as unfortunate as the situation is, we cannot forgive her for the fact that she was the one who shot and killed Mayuri Shina, even though technically she hasn't done that in this particular world line. I'm at a loss for words, and unfortunately in this state she's probably not going to be willing to give us the information we need. I wasn't expecting her to find her in such a miserable state. I'll come to think of it, when she said that she was working with CERN, the dark-skinned crew cut round her called her M4, though not in the tone of voice of a subordinate. So it probably stands to reason, judging from that logic, that CERN's rounders are only loosely tied to each other in terms of loyalty. Moeka's loyalty to CERN was through her handler FB, and I'm supposing that the mercenaries were all loyal to CERN via a different method. That is greed and money. She was so cold, so calm when she killed Mayuri. It's like she's a different person now. Is this another effect of the world line change? No, I think in that situation she actually had to visibly bury her emotions deep down inside of her. But it's only been a week since she sent her email. How could she have changed so much? I get on my knees and shake Moeka by the shoulders.
Oi! 聞こえるか? Oi!
FB 連絡をちょうだいよ。
Hopefully Rintaro can remember to take his own advice and actually restrain his anger at Moeka.
Kiryu Moeka! Oi! 俺だ! Okabe da!
No response. Moeka just keeps crying and mumbling to herself. She's so completely despondent on the fact that FB has basically abandoned her. I shake harder, but she doesn't react. She doesn't even resist. Looking down, I notice that she's typing rapidly on her phone. That's basically how she communicates. Bewildered, I look at the screen. The letters FB, over and over and over and over again.
お前
What happened to Moeka? She has basically been retired, so to speak. From what little I understand, it sounds like she's lost contact with her supervisor FB. Now that she's done what she was supposed to do in delivering the IBN 5100 from Yanabayashi Shrine to SERN. Of course, Rintaro has yet to put 2 and 2 together and not get 5. It doesn't matter. I don't care what happens to her. I'm here for one thing. Recalling my purpose, I reach for Moeka's phone. Probably not a good idea given the her emotional state at this moment. A sharp crack goes through the room. Moeka slapped my hand away. It didn't hurt, but her reaction was lightning quick. Now Moeka curls up into a ball, hugging the phone tightly to her chest. It was like this from the moment I met her. She never let go of her phone, not even for a second, as if it were the only thing keeping her alive. Unfortunately, we need that to cancel the D-mail and set the world line on its proper path.
メールが
And there aren't going to be any more mails.
来ないの
FB とかいうやつからか
メールが
And she's completely ignoring us. I make several more attempts to take her phone while she babbles incoherently, but she just slaps my hand away each time. Next I try persuasion. I promise to help her search for FB if she lends me her phone. It's a lie, of course, though come to think of it, I would like a piece of this FB as well. But that can wait until after I've saved Mayuri. But Moeka doesn't buy it. That is, if she actually heard me at all. Damn it, we're not getting anywhere with this. Maybe I should take it from her by force. But what if she tries to kill me before I can send the D-mail? In her current state, she might not have the strength to retaliate. On the other hand, if she does retaliate, there's not much I can do against someone with a gun. What should I do? She'd probably try to take the gun in the process. Where would she keep it? I quickly scan the room, but there's no sign of it. I'm guessing she probably has it on her person. Crap, that startled me. It's from Kurisu. That's,
もしもし
yeah, she probably noticed our absence. I stand up and move to the entrance, where I can take the call without letting Moeka out of my sight.
今どこよ
悪いが取り込み中だ
Some pressing matters to attend to.
女女なの
You're not wrong, but you're not entirely correct either.
お前の発想は実にスイーツかっこ笑いだな
うるさいな
If you must know, we're dealing with some unfinished business.
電話レンジの改良手伝うって約束したでしょよくそれでラボ弁ナンバー001を名乗れるな
No, Haruin Kiyomo is still lab member 001.
誰に頼んでくれ今日はそれどころじゃない
一体何してんのよそこどこ
Something we need to take care of right now.
桐生萌香のアパートにいる
やっぱり女か最低だな
And I was just reminded of another thing. As a result of Moeka Kiryu's email, the time that she spent at the Future Gadget Laboratory was nullified as a result. Although Rintaro actually did meet Moeka in this world line, he never introduced her to the other lab members, so as a result the lab member 005 slot is currently vacant. And as a result, yeah, has she not met Moeka on this world line? No, they haven't. I give Kurisu a simplified version of the usual explanation. Kurisu listens attentively, as she always does. Maybe she's more considerate than I gave her credit for. As soon as I finish, Kurisu gives it to me straight.
強引に奪うしかないわね。
I believe this is one time in which Rintaro would concur with you entirely here, Kurisu, as would I.
過激だな。ハリウッド映画の見過ぎか。
Unfortunately, there's no other way of doing this.
相手はセルンの関係者よ。遠慮してたらこっちがやられるかもしれない。
And unfortunately, gentle persuasion hasn't helped, given her emotional condition.
迷ってる場合じゃないでしょ。それでマユリを救えるんだから。あんたはひょろひょろで頼りなさそうだけど、さすがに今なら相対的に考えて勝てるはず。
Unfortunately, there is the possibility that the phone might end up breaking in the scuffle, and if that happens, we'll basically have to time leap and make sure that doesn't happen. At least she's not beating around the bush. Suddenly she lowers her voice.
こんなこと言うと人格疑われそうだけど。いや、あんたに人格疑われたってどうでもいいけど、殺してでも奪い取るべきよ。
If it comes to that, Kurisu, if it comes to that. Also, we've already had this little self-reflection.
今、お前の人格を疑った。
Very well said, Rintaro Okabe.
だが、偽善ぶらないところが好きだぞ、クリスティーナ。
好きってちょっと。
And it appears Kurisu has been completely taken off guard by Rintaro's offhand remarks. What's the matter with her now?
事実を言ったまでだ。俺なんかよりもよっぽど潔い。
Of course, if push comes to shove, we may actually end up having to take Moeka Kiryu's life 5 days early.
どうも。
で、意図を聞かせてくれ。殺すこともやむなしと考える理由がお前の中にある。そうだろう。だからそういう結論に達したはずだ。
That is a very good question. And also, if we do kill her in the apartment and the neighbor finds out, we could end up getting arrested and things could end up going horribly wrong.
よかった。それなりに冷静ね。
So, killing
あんたの話が
Moeka is a
本
last
当か嘘か
resort.
を定義できない。アトラクタフィールド理論っていう式を私はまだ完全には理解してないし。
Unfortunately, due to Kurisu's perspective, everything that we've experienced up until this point could very well be described as pure nonsense.
それでもあんたの説明をもとに考えると、桐生って人が4日後に自殺するなら、彼女には死亡フラグが立っているっていう推論が成り立つ。
So, like Mayuri and Suzuha, the world line is now converging on Moeka's demise.
世界が彼女の死を承認したっていうところね。
Which means that at this point, even if we manage to get the information from Moeka, even if we actually manage to restore her to her senses, Moeka Kiryu has basically been earmarked for death by this very word line, in which whether or not we kill her right now, she's still gonna die in 5 days, whether or not she takes her own life.
因果が収束するなら、これまでの世界線では仮にあんたが彼女を殺そうとしても、何らかの邪魔が入ってできなかったはず。
That could very well be the case, or it could have just been coincidence, given the situation.
殺した瞬間に世界線が大きく変わっていた。
Yeah. We really have no intention of testing that particular theory.
でも、この世界線でだけ考えるなら、彼女は近いうちに死ぬ。あんたはこれまでに何度もマユリの死を見てきたからわかるはず。重要なのは死んだという結果だけであって、過程はどうでもいいらしいってことをね。
So essentially, Moeka has now received a dead end, basically.
それと同じで、キリュウって人の死に方は問わないと思
う。In other words, I can kill her instead of letting her commit suicide.
死が決まっているから殺しても構わないか。まるで殺人犯ばりの論旨展開だな。
Unfortunately, killing her right now, even in revenge for Mayuri's death, would actually make us no better than she is.
偽善ぶるな。私は今、人としての倫理を捨てて話してんのよ。岡部、付き合いなさい。
We're not talking about right and wrong, Kurisu. She's unforgiving as always, but it actually feels nice to speak frankly like this.
だが法律はどうする？世界がそれを許しても、社会は許さない。
Yeah, that's true. If we get arrested, we're basically back at square one.
タイムリープマシンがある限り、相手を殺しても、時間を遡れば、すべてなかったことにできる。
That is the truly terrifying thing about time travel.
岡部は誰も殺さずに必要な情報だけを入手したっていう結果だけが残るわけ。
Except that we would have actually ended up killing someone in an alternate timeline. But this is no time to argue semantics.
これだけは覚えておいて。すべては自己責任よ。
I think we're already aware of that fact at this point,
こ
Kurisu.
れだけ好き放題言ってる私はかなり無責任だけど。
問題ない。実にマッドサイエンティスト的な意見だった。
Genuine praise from Horin Kiyoma. Appreciate it while it lasts, Kurisu Makase.
さっさと片をつけなさい。じゃあね。
Abrupt as usual. She hangs up without another word. Strangely, I find Kurisu's harsh tone encouraging.
お前は司令官かよ。
I manage to smirk as I close my phone. And now back to the matter at hand. Moeka's still sitting on the floor, completely unresponsive. And I believe this is a good time to end the episode. So when we return, adventurers, we shall continue our interrogation of Moeka Kiryu and see if we can't actually get some actual information out of her. Getting her phone, unfortunately, is another matter entirely, and may have severe consequences. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.